What's up, Big Bear Nation? Welcome back to the homestead. What are you doing? So this morning we woke up to thunder and flashes of lightning through our curtains. So I got the girls up and we started to work on getting ready for chores. And I looked at the radar and realized we were about to have a little bit of a patch where we could get everything done. So we hurried up, went outside. Carol and I got all the pigs fed. Ladessa started to milk. Carol and I came back inside. Then all of a sudden, there was this big flash of lightning, followed by this really loud boom that shook the house. So immediately we sent Carol outside to go check on Ladessa because Luis could spook easily. We didn't want Ladessa to get hurt. A few minutes later, the girls come running in, soaking wet, but they have a pail of warm milk. Chores are done. Did y'all push the boat off? Is that what happened? Did y'all just get together and push the boat off of the side? So while we were sitting having our cup of coffee and thinking about what we're going to have for breakfast, I looked at the radar again and realized that we had till about 12 o'clock before the storms were over. So we usually take time like that to do planning or talking about the farm or, you know, goals that we have. So one of our goals this year is to have 3 permanent chicken coops. Now we have done the Eggmobile, and we've had for the last 2 years we've been running birds in Siskovich tractors, and that just doesn't seem to be working for us. So we're gonna go to permanent coops. And we were discussing where we're gonna put them because, you know, in the front we usually run the cows, and then we have the garden and, you know, the hay barn and all that stuff. So started lining all that up, and we just heard all of a sudden the heavens just everything hitting the tin roof. I mean, it was really loud and kind of scary. So we looked out the back window, and the whole back of our backyard was like covered in water. And we looked out the side window, and there's water just rushing down the side of the house. Went to the front yard, and I mean just pools, not puddles, pools. So while we were talking about where we're gonna put these coops, and the rain is just like whooshing down around us, I said, you know, we can't put the chickens in this area, all the different suggestions. I was like, because those places flood. And so it got me thinking. I was like, you know, that's really something that we should do. We need to take advantage of this storm. Once it's over, we need to go walk around and see what areas have been cut up by erosion, what areas are still have standing water that are flooded, where the ground is really soft. Because that's something that we have struggled with pigs especially, is putting them in areas that just end up getting flooded, and then we don't have easy access to them to be able to clean it out. So at about 9 o'clock, we had a little bit of a break in the rain. So I wanted to come out and get some B-roll footage of all of the things that we were gonna talk about, you know, where places get flooded, where places have standing water, and that kind of thing. Anyway, so as I was walking down here to get some footage of the water rushing, the pond overflowing, the pond above us, the water flowing down from that into our pond, which then pushes down into the pond down below us, I started to see some movement back by where the water was coming from the pond. And I was like, That seems a little odd. Let me go look and see if I can get some better footage of that. Now, my first clue that something was wrong is I looked into the pride pen and I didn't see any movement right away. I was coming up around this corner and you can see pens right there behind me. And so I was gonna walk up this fence line, duck up underneath the fence to be able to go see where the water was rushing. Big old stick right there. That's a pain in the butt. It's almost like you're not supposed to do this. But I'm doing it anyway. So anyway, back behind here, this is the back side of the pride pen right here. And as you can see, right here, there was water just rushing through here. Now it's all dried out. It's crazy how fast that changes things. But see, the water was rushing through. And so I was like, great, all kinds of great footage. And then I heard movement. And I started to look over this direction back by the pride pen. And I saw Han. And then I saw this. So it looks like the water rushing as it did down through the pride pen literally had enough weight, because this was all up against the ground, that the weight of the water just pushed it over. The reason why I say that, I know that sounds a little odd, but the reason I say that is because if you look behind me, you'll see like this whole area is just cut out with water. Like this was not like this yesterday. So I think the weight puddled up on the outside of the fence. And these boards are a couple years old. So I think over time of it just sitting there, it was just eating away at the wood and it just gave way. Yeah, I mean, look right there. That post literally just busted. Yeah. And now what I can imagine happened is that that's actually the area that they like to stay dry, because there's this tree right here behind me and it usually has a nice canopy that keeps that area dry as long as we're not having like flash flood rain. And so I imagine what happened is that started to give way. They probably popped up, thank God, got out of the way, the fence crashed down, and they're like, okay, let's go have an adventure. So then the really fun part was trying to decide if we're going to even attempt to fix it or where else could we put them. And that was fun, let me tell you. So after a lot of discussion, a few cuss words, and a lot of running and, you know, gasping for air, and several times of slipping and falling on my part, we finally moved Han and the other girls that were down here. We moved them up to be with the other pigs that are up closer to the house. So where this video started out as pay attention to where your stuff floods on your property so that you can build your structures appropriately and put your animals in places where you don't have to worry about all of that stuff, turned into an adventure, to say the least. It's crazy what kind of fun things, and I use that word very loosely, things happen on the homestead. So we're glad we were able to bring you along for that, kind of, because, you know, I don't have a body harness yet to put the GoPro on, but I feel like I probably do, because there would have been some really great footage of me slipping and falling and me chasing a pig through the middle of a wheat field and cursing at Jason for not being where he was supposed to be. It was lots of fun. Anyways, thank you for stopping by the Big Bear Homestead. God bless and have a nice day.